Today, we're going to dive into a wonderful old fable about a man named Mullah Nasiruddin. He's on a quest for a truly extraordinary treasure. But it's not gold or jewels, no, it's something way more valuable.
So let's meet our hero, Mullah Nasiruddin. Now this is a guy who's known all over his village for being incredibly witty and sharp. But as he's trying to sell firewood, he feels like his best asset, his cleverness, is just being wasted. You can just feel his frustration in this one line, can't you?
Our story really kicks off right there, in that very market. On one scorching hot afternoon, a single conversation is about to give Mullah what seems like the absolute opportunity of a lifetime.
Out of nowhere, this mysterious merchant, Hakim Samarkandi, comes up to Mullah with this incredible offer. He talks about a legendary place in the far-off city of Samarkand called the Bazar-e-Hikmat, the Market of Wisdom. He says it's a place where a clever phrase is literally worth more than gold. He basically tells Mullah, "You're wasting your talent here."
Now, as you could imagine, this whole idea doesn't exactly go over well at home. Mullah is totally hooked, already dreaming of building a palace bigger than the king's. But his wife, Marja Kha, she's the practical one. She asked the million-dollar question. Why on earth would anyone trade real gold for just words? Mullah, though, he's blinded by his dreams. He argues that the merchant even left his donkey behind as a sign of good faith, and for him, well, that's all the proof he needs.
So Mullah decides to go for it. With his wife's warning still ringing in his ears, he sets off for Samarkand. But long before he ever reaches that famous market, his cleverness is about to face its first big test.
Deep in the desert, things take an interesting turn. He bumps into an old sage, who gives him this really chilling warning. He says the Market of Wisdom is just a place of illusions and tricks, and get this, that no one who goes there ever comes back. But Mullah, he's so sure of himself, he insists he's going anyway. So the sage, seeing how determined he is, says he'll let him pass, but only if he can answer 3 riddles.
All right, so here's the first test. It's a real brain teaser, designed to see if Mullah can think differently. What do you think? It walks on its head and speaks without a tongue.
And boom, Mullah's quick mind just shines here. He gets it right away. A pen, of course. It moves on its nib, its head, and the words it writes speak volumes without ever making a sound. 1 down, 2 to go.
Okay, round 2. The sage's next riddle gets a little more abstract. He's asking about something that you see better in the dark, but if you try to grab it, it's just gone. What could that be?
And again, Mullah nails it without even blinking. A shadow, he says. It's sharpest when a bright light is shining, but it's not real. You can't touch it. I mean, the man's reputation for being clever is clearly well-deserved.
And for the final challenge, the sage throws him a riddle that's all about just observing the world. Something you see only once during the day, but thousands of times at night.
And of course, Mullah solves it instantly. The sun and the stars. After acing all 3 riddles, Mullah's confidence is through the roof. He feels absolutely invincible, like he can outsmart anyone and anything in the entire city of Samarkand. So Mullah finally makes it. He gets to the gates of the Bazar-e-Hikmat. But when he steps inside, wow, it is not what he was expecting. It's this chaotic, bewildering place that's totally unlike anything he could have ever imagined.
I mean, you gotta picture this. You walk into a market, but there are no spices, no fabrics, nothing you can actually touch. Instead, merchants are yelling, trying to sell ideas. You can literally buy a clever phrase to win an argument, a secret formula to get rich, or even just a piece of advice. The whole place runs on information and, well, deception.
But Mullah, right? He's a quick study. He gets the rules of this weird game almost instantly. He spends 1 single gold coin to buy a piece of paper with a truth written on it. Don't believe what you see or hear. Then he just turns around and sells that exact same phrase to 50 different people for a gold coin each. Bam! A 50x profit on his very first day.
But just as he's getting the hang of things, Mullah witnesses something that pulls back the curtain on this whole charade. He's about to see the dark, manipulative heart of the market.
All of a sudden, the market just erupts into chaos. A man starts screaming that his most precious possession, this chest full of ancient, priceless secrets, has been stolen. Someone's accused, a chase begins, and the entire market is completely swept up in the drama. And this is Mullah's big aha moment. He watches it all unfold and realizes it's all an act. The owner and the thief, they're working together. The chest, it's empty. The whole crime was just a performance, a publicity stunt to make the owner famous. He finally gets it. This market isn't about real wisdom, it's about creating fame out of thin air.
So, Mullah is just completely disillusioned. He's fed up with all the greed and the lies. This isn't what he came for. He goes to find Hakem Samarkandi, the merchant who started him on this whole journey, to demand the real treasure he was promised.
But the merchant doesn't hand him a chest of gold, not even a bag of coins. Instead, he just gives Mullah this tiny, folded piece of paper, sealed with wax. And he tells him, "Take this home and only open it when you get there." And just like that, Mullah starts the long journey back with nothing to show for it but this mysterious little note.
He finally gets back to his own humble home. And there, with his wife Marjuka beside him, Mullah breaks the seal and opens the note. And what it says? Well, it's the real treasure, the ultimate piece of wisdom he traveled all those miles to find. Contentment is a treasure that never ends.
And that really gets to the heart of this entire story, doesn't it? It's all about the difference between two key ideas. On one hand, you have makar. That's the tricky, deceitful cleverness that was the currency of the market. It's all about fooling other people to get ahead. But on the other side, you have hikmet. That's true deep wisdom. It's not about tricking anyone. It's about understanding yourself and finding peace with what you have.
You know, Mullah Nasiruddin's journey is such a powerful reminder. So often, we think we need to search far and wide for our fortunes, only to realize that the greatest treasures, things like peace, gratitude, and contentment, were right where we started, inside us, all along. Which leaves us all with a pretty big question to think about. What's the real, unending treasure in your life?